Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here today, and Bethesda has made a very interesting announcement for Fallout that I gotta talk about. This is a bit of a soul cleansing video. I need some Fallout in my DNA right now, so let's talk about it, shall we? For those of you who have been long-standing members of the Fallout community, like since the Survivor 2299 days where like speculation for the brand really ramped up, you're going to be very happy that Bethesda is finally starting this. As for what's within this Fallout Day stream, I think a lot of people are building very unrealistic expectations, as I will show with visible evidence, if you will. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, it's a good time to be talking about some Fallout because we've just been talking about Bethesda a lot lately, hot on the heels of the Shattered Space release, and it's time to shift our focus to what's next here, which is a Fallout Day stream taking place on Wednesday. So we'll cover what or what doesn't happen then and discuss it some more then. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here, you're into what's going on with Bethesda across Fallout, Elder Scrolls, or of course Starfield, you're in the right place. Consider subscribing. So this was announced over on Bethesda Net like 5 days ago now, and it says, this Fallout Day, for the first time, we're broadcasting from Bethesda Game Studios in Austin. Watch the Twitch stream on October 23rd to get all the details about upcoming content for Fallout 76. Stay tuned for even more surprises. They break it down further, deeper into the Bethesda Net article, where they say you can tune in to the Fallout Day broadcast on October 23rd at 3 p.m. Eastern Time to join the developers of 76 for a preview of all the exciting updates coming to Fallout 76, including the Camp Edition you've all been waiting for in Pets. After the broadcast, tune into the post-show with Fallout for Hope, hosted by Kenneth Vig, for even more Fallout Day fun. Fallout for Hope is a stream team of content creators who fundraise for charities like St. Jude's Children's Hospital. See you all on Fallout Day. Now, I think if you are a rational individual, you see this and go, okay, my expectations are firmly in the 76 camp with an element of surprise, and we'll get into what I think those surprises may be. But then I saw Bethesda tweeted about the Fallout Day stream, and the expectations are wildly out of control. So they say we're just 3 days away from the Fallout Day broadcast. What are you hoping to see during the stream? Which again, I think is Bethesda amping up the level of surprise there. Like if it's just 76, I don't know why they would be going out there saying, what are you hoping to see? But we'll talk about the what. What could the surprise be? Because I have some more realistic ideas than what you see here in the Twitter replies, which are Fallout 5 and Season 2 info. Okay, Fallout 3 New Vegas Remastered Collection. We're seeing a New Vegas remake. Okay, so yeah, the Fallout fandom, I am right there with you, has a really bad time of containing their excitement when they're finally fed something good. I'm going to get into what I am expecting from this event, but before I do that, I want to set up why a Fallout Day stream is extremely important for the Fallout community, especially for those who have been long-standing members. So to set everything up, let's get into that first. For me, this is a huge deal because we have been asking for this for a while, particularly during the pre-Fallout 4 days. Everyone was looking at the Great War date of October 23rd, a very significant day in Fallout canon, as a day Bethesda could use to announce some fun things for the Fallout franchise. A great example of this is N7 Day for Mass Effect fans. I've covered N7 Day for years because every year BioWare comes around and teases a bunch of stuff for the future of Mass Effect. Now, some years it does lull a little bit more because maybe they're working on a different game, in this case, Dragon Age the Veilguard, and it'll be especially interesting to see how N7 Day this year is received, considering that just about a week before that, you have Dragon Age the Veilguard coming out, which is getting a lot of mixed reception from both fans and critics when it comes to the pre-launch expectations. That aside, though, when it comes to BioWare and N7 Day, they do a lot of ARGs, a lot of teases, a lot of hype buildup of what's to come. The exciting idea of a Fallout Day stream is Bethesda can maybe finally start to lean into that part of their community, to build excitement within the hardcore Fallout community, who wants to look at every little tease, every little hint, anything, and extract some sort of excitement from it. Like, we opened the video talking about the Survivor 2299. Can you imagine that actually being done officially by Bethesda? My conspiracy side of my brain still thinks Bethesda had a hand in all of that. It just went on for way too long. But my point being is that was such a fun ARG for Fallout fans to dive into. Hey, Cyberpunk 2077 had a multi-year long ARG going for their games. I feel like it's a fun way to market for the hardcore community to keep them engaged as they await how long it's going to be for the next entry of the Fallout franchise, which is, remasters aside, probably going to be a very long time. It's also a good way in what BioWare was doing, where they take a while to release their games. We know they have extremely long development timelines, and so it's really nice to just get fed a little something that you're in particular interested in. Like, I enjoy Dragon Age, but I love Mass Effect. So N7 Day is particularly exciting for me because I'm a way bigger Mass Effect fan than Dragon Age, so it allows me to accept Dragon Age is going to come out first, but I'm still going to get a little bit Mass Effect each and every year. With Fallout, the brand has completely exploded this year beyond, I think, anyone's wildest imagination, thanks to the success of the Amazon Fallout TV show. So that puts us in a spot here where Fallout is now big enough that Bethesda is finally putting on what I hope to be is annual streams for Fallout Day. The reason I say that is they say for the first time, which I believe suggests there will be more. At least I hope. Obviously, it's anecdotal, but look, like, people have been asking for this for years from Bethesda. Like, why aren't they using the Great War Day to announce things for Fallout? So that's why it's important. That's why it's exciting. There's been a lot of community-driven energy for this sort of thing to finally start happening, and I'm keen to see how Bethesda utilizes this day, hopefully every year moving forward. With that in mind, let's talk about the first ever Fallout Day. You kind of need to make this a notable one because it is your first one. I do enjoy what they've been doing with 76 in these last few updates, but I will also say that for the broader gaming community, an announcement of like pets, which we already knew was coming to the game, and showing that off on stream doesn't really scream to me like, yeah, Fallout Day, this is what I'm here for. So what can you expect from all this? In that vein, I think you can maybe expect a first look at the playable ghoul. You got to remember that was announced and it said it was coming in 2025, like a first new playable race in Fallout, which I do think is really exciting. And I'm keen to see how Bethesda implements that into 76, how the world reacts to that sort of character. So I do think that will be shown off here. I don't know how much further they're going to reach into 76. Maybe they set up a roadmap. The reason I think they do this is because the biggest beneficiary of the Fallout TV show was Fallout 76. It wasn't even Fallout 4, and I hate to say it, but rightfully so, because they broke Fallout 4. It's still not fixed as of this moment in time when it comes to the next-gen update on PC. It's terrible. Not only that, but obviously the Fallout 4 next-gen update was severely delayed beyond the release of the TV show. So Bethesda really capitalized in potentially an incidental way with Fallout 76, with a lot of people giving that game a second chance and many new fans hopping into what was the only currently updated Fallout game. So it's not only a testament to how popular the TV show was, it's also a testament to how popular 76 is now. And I've kind of gotten over my phase of ignoring that sort of aspect of the game, that it's really persevered through a lot of BS. It definitely did all that damage to itself, but now it's on the other side of that, and it's popular enough where they feel they can host a stream around this and announce a bunch of updates for the game. So that's what I'm anticipating, a 2025 roadmap, seeing the ghouls for the first time in-game, and really just getting an idea of what they're doing, and of course, as they confirmed here, pets. As for broader expectations, right, the thing that we really all are, I think for most of the Fallout community, more interested in, what do we see beyond Fallout 76 is the real question. And I think people need to temper their expectations. When it comes to a Fallout 3 remaster, I'll just say, I think it's a little too early. You know, based on what we heard from Todd Howard in an interview, this man came out and said, look, you know, we have a lot of Fallout projects in production. I think they mentioned 2 other ones that were not having to deal with like 76 or the next mainline game. So there's something in development there. Maybe one of those gets announced here, but I don't think it's going to be the Fallout 3 remaster, because the Oblivion remake was the first to leak, and even on the FTC documents, the Oblivion remake is first to arrive, and if that remains true, then Fallout 3 remaster is still a little bit away. Like, I'm thinking 2026 with Oblivion being next year. And as I've said before, the reason Bethesda is likely delayed from our perspective on Fallout plans is they likely didn't anticipate the Fallout TV show to do as well as it did. We saw multiple changes in things like release date and release structure and dropping all the episodes at once, and with how explosive it was and how well it did, then you kind of put your Fallout plans into overdrive, because now you have the biggest possible audience ready, willing, and waiting to buy something from Fallout that's not a live product from 2018. So yeah, that's probably why there is a little bit of a delay for Fallout 3 Remaster, even though many of us are like, this would sell anyway, this should have been ready earlier. I think for Bethesda, it's starting to dawn on them a little bit more that they have a cash cow here. Some people also think New Vegas is going to get remastered because it just celebrated its 14th anniversary, which is like, wow. Like, I just remember picking that game up after school And I remember being so disappointed with it at first. Like, oh, it's just more Fallout 3. Nowadays, I would kill for that, by the way. But back then, I remember being so disappointed in the game and just kind of playing it because it was more Fallout and only falling in love with it more and more over time throughout my young adulthood. But it's just so crazy to think about that game being that half my life. Crazy, man. But nonetheless, a lot of people are thinking maybe a remaster of that is on the way, especially because Bethesda Game Studios actually acknowledged the existence of this game. It kind of sometimes gets the Arkham Origins treatment, like what WB does, where they treat Asylum and Night and City, all like these games that happen in the Batman Arkhamverse, and then Origins is just kind of, you know, over here doing its own thing. I think it falls into the same pocket as Fallout 3, where, you know, Bethesda probably wants to string this thing out since it'll be a while before we get, say, a new Fallout kind of game of any kind in the mainline series. So you probably do something like continued 76 support, Fallout 3 remaster, and then Fallout New Vegas remaster, and kind of string those along over the course of a couple of years. So I still think that's also a ways out. When it comes to the next mainline entry in the Fallout franchise, I don't think that gets teased here at all. I say that because, look, Bethesda learned their lesson with Elder Scrolls 6. That was a mistake that I think is going to really come back to bite them in the ass, because people have just been waiting for it forever already, and then knowing, and you have a date you can mark for how long you've been waiting since it was announced. And I think Bethesda would just be wise to avoid things that set them up for long-term failure, for just like little short-term bursts of hype. It's just not worth it, as much as I'd love to know more about the next mainline entry in the Fallout franchise. So yeah, I don't expect anything on Fallout 5. And that brings us to Fallout Season 2. If there's anything I do think we see here, they said they're producing Season 2 as fast as they can. They already had like the script written, the ideas there. I think maybe we get a little teaser of Fallout Season 2, especially because now this game and this show are connected in the way of their relative successes. Like, as the show rose, so too did 76. So yeah, if anything, maybe we get a little Season 2 info on the TV show. Even that, it feels a little soon. It's been, what, 6 months? Feels just a touch too soon for me. And I'd love to be wrong, because I thought the TV show was phenomenal. That was like stuck in my head for weeks. I just still think it's so brilliant. So I can't wait for more. But I've also said in prior videos, like, y'all don't have to rush it. Like, part of the reason this show is good is because you took your time with it and you defied all expectations that a Fallout TV show couldn't work with, like, set characters. You really defied all of that. I think they kind of hold that stuff, especially because we know Season 2 is messing with New Vegas stuff. If you can kind of synchronize New Vegas a bit with this, maybe there's like an expedition or something like that coming to Fallout 76 in 2025, and that has to do with New Vegas or the Mojave, and then you tease, you know, Season 2 alongside that. That'd be really cool as well. If that's going to be part of the 2025 or early 2026 plans for 76, maybe we see Bethesda reach deep in the well for that. But more importantly for Fallout fans, you have a date now you can actually mark on the calendar, it seems, and look forward to some level of Fallout announcements arriving on this day. And I think it could get better as the years go on. Like, I think next year it's very likely that you get a TV show trailer for Fallout Day, and maybe even a Fallout 3 remaster. Who knows? And we did see that leaked expedition for 76 that involved Fallout 3 assets, so maybe we see that then. I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. That's the fun of these types of videos, just a lot of speculation. But all in all, we do have a Fallout Day stream. I'll probably be talking about it either way. We'll see what happens with this stream, especially if there's any surprises there that excite me or really disappoint me. We'll talk about it, but I'm just going in with very reasonable, low-level expectations, and I think you should do the same. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on this Fallout Day stream announcement. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Other than that, take excellent care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.